How's it going? Devin here with ground force metal detecting. I wanted to make a video about the Minelab Manticore 2D screen and how to interpret it. How to interpret the blobs and the blips and the dots. Well, I started making a video and it was too windy out and my video just got messed up and I got a little disgusted with it. So what I decided to do, and maybe this is going to be great and maybe be a flop. There's no script, okay? I just decided, you know what if I just go on Google image search and just pull off a bunch of screenshots of the 2D screen just from Google. So that's what I did. I have 14 screenshots of the Minelab Manticore 2D screen, and we're going to talk about each one of these screenshots. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, guys, I'm going to try not to get super technical with this. I just want you to be able to look at that screen and understand what you're looking at and what it's trying to tell you, okay, in the best I can. Now, these are random screenshots, okay? I actually haven't even really looked at them real good yet. I just I screenshot. I just grabbed a bunch, and I'm just going to, this is unscripted. We're just going to talk about each one of these pictures, okay? Just for fun, all right? And maybe we'll learn something, right? All right, something I want to mention, all right? One of the things that I want you to remember is a 2D screen does not tell you the shape of the target, okay? Here's how the 2D screen works. Left to right is your VDI, okay? Where that blip falls, left to right, is your VDI. If it's a blip that is a blob encompassing multiple VDIs left to right, that means it's not pure. It's the machine is reading more than one VDI and reporting the number to you as the average, okay? Or the biggest target it sees. It could see a target over here and a target over here. Now, the good thing about the 2D screen is it shows you that and not just a number, okay? The number on the Manticore is going to be the strongest target, but it's going to show you if you have two, okay, or three. That will show you, all right? Now, it does not show you the shape of the target. The shape of the blob does not correspond in any way to the shape of the actual target, okay? It is just the purity and the properties of the target. North to south, up and down, okay? The ferrous property, okay? The closer it is to the center line, the least likely it is to be ferrous, okay? Non-ferrous targets fall right on that center line. Coins, purely non-ferrous targets, there'll be a nice tight dot on the center line. Above the center line, small iron targets, nails, etc., right? Below, at the bottom of the screen, your big iron, okay, comes in, all right? Anything at the center is non-ferrous, and as you get away from that center, it becomes more likely to be ferrous, all right? Just want to make sure that everyone understands that going into this video before we go into looking at pictures. All right, let's go. Okay, so number one, let me bring it up here. All right, first thing you'll notice, VDI is 78, and they are in discriminated mode. You see the gray shaded area across the top and in the bottom of the 2D screen. That means you're in discriminated mode. In all metal mode, that will be gone. That just means that any target where the blob or blip would fall into those gray areas, they will be silenced audibly. You'll still be able to see them, and you won't get a number. Okay, if it falls in that gray, you won't get a number up on the screen. You won't get a blip. You won't get an audible signal. You'll only get the screen pictured. Okay, now there's nothing, of course, in there right now. We've got a 78, so pretty high conductor, but not super high. Could be, this could be a copper penny with some corrosion. Looks like you've got, not a nice clean blip. Definitely non-ferrous target, 100% non-ferrous target, okay? but you've got some undecidedness on the VDI there. Okay, it's saying it's mainly a 78, but you've got a little bit going above that. Could be the corrosion, copper oxide. Pennies can sometimes show a higher VDI. Could be that the ground is real wet. Anyway, and then you have a light target there, which could be another deeper target, which could be non-ferrous or it could be a nail. Okay, it's real close to the line, but it's deep, and it's because it's fainter. It's a weaker signal. Okay, so it's either a tiny piece of something, probably junk. All right, that's what we got here. If I had to guess on this one, I'm guessing a copper penny, United States copper penny. All right, let's go to number 2. All right, number 2. Now, why do we have a 12 on here when we've got 4 blips on the screen? Okay, well, that's probably going to jump around that number. Okay, so the 12 is referring to that blip on the left. Okay, that is a non-ferrous target, and that could be, I mean, there's a chance that is a gold ring. Okay, 100% there's a chance. Now you've also got a target up in the way up in the high conductor range there, right on the line, which looks like a nice target. This is a multiple target um, beep here, okay? And if I had to guess, that 12 is oscillating back between a 12 and then getting a, an 80, 85, 90-ish up on that high dot. Then you've got some kind of junky stuff in the middle there. You've got some mid conductors. Could be something good. Probably not the way that looks, just because you've got above the line, you've got below the line. It's all over the place. But you've got 2 targets that are worth investigating. One is the low conductor there at the 12, and the high conductor there, which is probably roughly 90. Okay, so now guessing on this one. All right, guessing on this one. My experience is that that high one could be a dime or a penny in the United States now. The that low one, we hope it's a gold ring, but I'm gonna say it's a piece of foil, small piece of foil. But you got to dig it, right? You got to dig it. It's one of those. That's one of those VDIs that could go either way, right? I mean, that target could go good or bad, right? All right, number 3. Number 3, we have a really rough looking 32. And look at this person's discrimination. They've got their low limits set really, really low. Okay. So they've got almost no low limit. They're pretty much discriminating everything below the line. And above the line. These people got some really tight discrimination going on. You've got a 32 non-ferrous target, but it's not really sure about that 32. That 32 is an average. That is probably junk. Okay, probably a nice sized piece of aluminum there, if I'm guessing. Okay, not super huge, but like your pull tabs. Your pull tabs fall in the 30s. That could be a pull tab. It could just be a piece of aluminum foil. That's my guess on that one. Okay, and it's fairly deep. You're getting a pretty solid signal, so I would say that's a medium depth, medium size target, and I'm guessing aluminum. Remember, this is a guessing game. I'm just giving my opinion. Okay, you could have a different opinion. Opinions are like you know what's. Number 4. All right. This is a United States quarter. Right here, upper on the upper limit there, 88. You've also got some junk here. You got some nails in around it, okay? Probably right in the vicinity of the quarter with some nails, okay? A solid 88. Solid 88, usually a US quarter, and that's also, I believe the next one, number 5, is also a quarter. I think I put 2 of them. So this is a more clean screen, probably a quarter again, 88. solid 88 that doesn't change US quarter. Okay. Could be something else. Could be something else. There's nothing as always in metal detecting, right? There's no always in metal detecting. Number 6. All right, right away I see we've got a 52, kind of messy 52, right? This could be a corroded zinc penny. All right, that'd be my guess on this one. Um, pennies, zinc pennies fall in that mid conductor range, right around in there, anywhere from 50s, 60s. They can be all over the place, but um, typically they'll be a nice tight circle, or if they're really, some of them are corroded about in half almost. And can be down in the, from 60s, they drop down into the 50s, get a little messy looking. That's because you've got a bunch of minerals in the ground from the penny corroding into the ground. You've just got, you could have a lot of variables causing that to look like that. But typically, I mean, definitely something non-ferrous here. Okay, so if I'm guessing, that's a zinc penny. All right, number 7. Let's see what we got here. Number 7, 63. Okay, again, they're in discriminated mode. You got a nice tight dot. I would call this a nice new shiny zinc penny. All right, 63, got a dot. It's very shallow. Solid 63. Could be something else, just like all these. This is my opinion. But you've got you've got a very pure target with that dot being tight. Number 8. This is an interesting one. First thing you want you to look at here is they've got their sensitivity at 29, and they've got everything discriminated out except for a couple blocks. This looks to me like I would be suspicious of iron falsing here, just because you've got, first of all, it's telling you that it might be iron with that blob reaching down into the large ferrous zone. It's telling you that it's seeing non-ferrous, but it's also seeing iron property. All right, it's getting some magnetism out of this target. You've got a blip way up in the 90s there too, a little dot there. I bet you this VDI is probably jumping around up into the 90s. With that sensitivity at 29, that makes me a little fearful that this is iron falsing. Now, what I would do is I would turn 90 degrees on this target, and I would switch programs. Let's see what program. They're on high conductor. So I would switch this to general, turn 90 degrees, and see what that says. Just see, compare the two, see what that tells you. And also see if the target changes ID with the 90-degree swing. But this could be iron falsing. Or, I mean, it could be a great target. It could be, if you turn 90 degrees and you're still getting 80s or 90s there, I mean, dig it, right? Dig it up. The best discriminator is your shovel, right? All right. Number 8. That was number 8. Number 9. All right. Here we have an excellent, exciting target. 93. You've got something that's a high conductor here, and it's not tight. This could be something. This could be something silver. It's not deep. Could be something silver. Could be iron falsing. Hard to say here. Hard to say. It's dead on. It's definitely something we want to dig. All right, definitely want to dig this. Again, let the shovel tell the story. But you could have something silver here. You could have something that has high conductor mixed with something else or corrosion. You know, but definitely something you want to dig here. Number 10. All right, 48. Nice looking, little bit large blob. Not quite as tight as I would like to see for a piece of jewelry. This could be something of value. Definitely something you want to dig. Could end up being a piece of aluminum foil, or it could be a ring. A men's ring come up at that. Bigger ladies ring will come up at that. Even a smaller ladies ring. I mean, depends on the purity, depends on a lot of things. But this could be a piece of jewelry. Definitely has the potential. It's it's definitely a digger. Okay. Number 11. Hey, number 11. This is a 49 up in the line, up in the discriminated area. This one, I'm gonna bypass this one. This one looks like junk to me. This is probably this is probably a nail or a couple nails. It looks to me like junk. Okay. Number 12. Okay, so here we have an 80 VDI, two targets in the ground. Okay, one looks like a nail up in the middle there, and you've got an 80, but it's not really a tight 80. It's probably averaging that at an 80, but you've got an 8, about a 75 to an 85 there going on. I'm guessing this is a copper penny or a dime. Could be a U.S. dime. Just maybe a dirty one or a corroded one. But that's my guess here. Definitely something you want to dig. Could be, could has definite coin potential here. All right, that's it for today's video. Hope somebody got something out of this and maybe learned something. Have a great day, everybody. Have fun out there. And thank you for watching my videos. Get out there, metal detect, and swing away.
Let's go. Let's go.